It's funny just how much modern geopolitics is actually like a giant real life version of Risk. See, I used to play a lot of Risk, both privately with my friends and also on the mobile game, and I was pretty good at it. But there was one thing that would always throw me off. And it would throw me off because the emotional aspect of it. And I think this same realization is coming to Trump's head right now. Because in Risk, if you claim a large territory, it gives you extra troops every turn. And if you get the best territory, these troops just keep stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. And eventually, no one on the board is anywhere near as powerful as you are. And this is basically the position that the United States has found themselves in over the last couple hundred years. They're basically on the other side of the world to any other major superpower, so not under any direct threat. Also, they pretty much sat out the main destruction of the Second World War. And so for the last 70, 80, 90 years, they've been able to just stack them troops and stack that cash. And so they found another player on the board, Iran, and they thought, well, look, compared to us, they seem like not a big deal. And if you know Risk, this is where it gets heavy. Because when you start sending your giant armadas to take out these tiny other players that you think are no problem, suddenly everything goes wrong. Dice roll after dice roll after dice roll. You know in Risk, the defenders always have the advantage. Suddenly you're losing all your troops and your resources and you're like, what is happening? I should have been the most dominant power, easily able to swipe these guys away. And that is Iran in this situation. They are playing on the defensive in the conflict and they are certainly draining the United States' resources. And while Trump thought that he basically had the entire board under control, he's now crawling to his other allies, the other big nations around the world, France, Germany, Australia, etc., and being like, please help me with some of your troops. And they're not having it because he's been a bad player these last couple of years. And one thing that was always for certain when I played Risk privately with my friends was the fact that trust was actually the reason why I won as often as I did. When I would form an alliance, I would literally be willing to throw the game for the sake of that alliance. And I found myself in so many situations where the people who were on my team would then throw the game for me just because they saw I was willing to do the same for them. And Trump has been playing the opposite strategy, and it's really, really biting him in the butt. And this comes from a qualified intelligence analyst who likes to talk in front of a giant Risk map.